Malaysia Airline is considered to be an oligopoly. In an oligopoly, a few dominant companies control the market because there are so few companies in the market. They are interconnected and close to one another. As a result, any decision a company makes will have an impact on its competition because both companies produce nearly identical products. For instance, it is thought that if one company lowers its pricing, the competition will most likely do the same because there are only a few companies selling nearly identical types of products. There is a high level of competition in this type of market. Additionally, oligopolies enterprises establish prices rather than taking them. Malaysia Airline or MAS, the national airline of Malaysia, are a part of the One World Airline Alliance. The airline has played a crucial role in integrating Malaysia and connecting it to the rest of the world. It provides the finest route to fly to, from, and around Malaysia because it is a worldwide network. Malaysia Airline is a subsidiary of the Malaysian Aviation Group MAG and offers over 300 flights daily to more than 50 locations across the world. Malaysia Airlines provides the best connectivity as a One World member, providing seamless travel to over 1,000 destinations in over 150 countries and access to over 650 airport lounges worldwide. From its base at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Malaysia Airlines runs flights to destinations all over the world, including Europe, the Middle East, Australasia, North and South Asia, and Southeast Asia. Due to events such as the September 11th terrorist attack, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and also the outbreak of many viruses, notably the influenza virus, the airline companies throughout the world had suffered its consequences. After all of these incidents, Malaysia Airlines make a stronger comeback. Malaysia Airlines has thus made significant advancements to guarantee that the passengers only receive the best. For the benefits of their clients, they are concentrated on ensuring the continuity of innovation and the introduction of new services. The company's investment in cutting-edge technology, futuristic design, and creative cabin comfort is intended to demonstrate that the customer is their top priority. The strong of Malaysia Airline is Malaysia Airline has a strong brand because of the government's strong support. After all the incident, extreme measure was taken. Following significant losses under Tan Sri Tajuddin Ramli's management, MAS was forced to sell some of its aircraft, and the Malaysian government acquired nearly 30% of his ownership in the company for an estimated $471 million. dollars. The irony of the situation is that it required the government to pay 1.5 times than the current market price for Malaysia Airlines in order to save the company, which is known as a bailout. Second, Malaysia Airlines operates widely in South Asia, the Middle East, Australia, and other international locations. The airline continues to have a significant presence in East and Southeast Asia, as well on the Kangaroo route connecting Australia and the United Kingdom. The operating countries percentage are shown with 13.34% in Australia, 8.59 in Thailand, 8.68 Indonesia, and 9.06 with Saudi Arabia. Third, Malaysia Airlines has a strong brand recognition and exposure thanks to its advertising and marketing. The strength of MAS comes from its reputation as a five-star airline with a well-known brand and a workforce that values customer service. In addition to offering long-distance services that are comfortable, MAS aims to offer luxurious services. MAS has received the title of the world best for 3 years in a row thanks to their skill in delivering flawless service from every angle. In the most recent Skytrack passenger survey, travelers awarded Malaysia Airlines the 5-star World Airline ranking. And the fourth, the airline provides excellent in-flight entertainment and customer service with plush and roomy seats, fine dining service, superior in-flight entertainment, generous baggage allowance, and premium check-in services. A trip in the premium cabin class seats is well worth the money. The airline's Chef on-call service allows travelers traveling in business suite or business class to pre-order meals for more than 20 delectable selections up to 24 hours in advance. There are three main characteristics of an oligopoly. One of them is a few sellers offering similar or identical products. Even if a market has thousands of sellers, it can be defined as an oligopolistic market if the top five firms have a combined market share of more than 50%. The combined market share, such as AirAsia and MAS, could possibly form 71% share of the Malaysia market airline share. The characteristic of oligopoly, which is a few sellers offering similar or identical product, is fulfilled, which AirAsia and Malindo Air are also offering airline services. Second, interdependent firms. Any action a firm takes in an oligopolistic market will strongly affect the action of its competitors. For example, MAS will be impacted if AirAsia cuts its pricing by 30% per flight. MAS will lose considerable market share if it does not respond. As a result, MAS is expected to decrease its price as well. This is what we call frequently referred to as the prisoner's dilemma. Third, the high entry barriers. Brand, loyalty, patents, and expensive startup fees are just a few examples. This makes it challenging for new competitors to establish a presence in the market and draw clients. Brand loyalty is a difficult barrier to overcome in sectors like retail. It makes it more difficult for newcomers to enter the relevant industry. Thus, it is restrict the competition to individuals who are already a part of the organization.
Production cost curve and revenue curve. Fixed cost. Both fixed costs and variable costs are included in the total cost. Fixed costs are expenses that must be paid regardless of how well the products or services are made. An input that is subject to vary over time is a fixed cost. Example of what is included are an airport and an aeroplane. Time-related expenditures are often fixed costs, such as salaries or rent payments. There are many expenses to take into account as Malaysia Airlines is one of Malaysia's biggest and most significant corporations. Heavy machinery, a sizable and well-educated workforce, and a sizable factory site are all necessities for Malaysia Airlines in order to generate more goods. Due to its consistency and the fact that it does not change, its expense is known as a fixed cost. Next, variable cost. Variable cost is the cost that change according to the volume of output generated. By adjusting their production, they can alter their variable cost. Long-term salary contracts and fixed wage employees are not included in the calculation of variable cost. For instance, the price of the labor that will be paid hourly. Because they are just a few sellers in an oligopoly market, price changes made by one firm does not affect the price of the others. Therefore, if Malaysia Airlines raises the price, other suppliers will not do the same and there would be loss. Prior to the demand curve, the quantity demanded will decline. Before point K on the demand curve, the quantity demanded will drop. As a result, the demand is elastic.
Next, we move to the pricing strategy for maximizing profit of Malaysia Airlines. A pricing strategy is a way to figure out how much a something or service will cost. It includes every strategy you use to choose the proper price with the aim of keeping demand of profit as high as possible. When employing a pricing plan, you are encouraged to consider both internal and external variables that may impact your profit margin, frequently concentrating on one or two to ensure that your decision is always founded on reason. Strong profit generation requires effective pricing methods. So firstly, Malaysia Airlines can maximize their profit by survey on willingness to pay. Surveying on willingness to pay is the most efficient way to know based on your client average rate to buy the airline ticket. In other hands, it can also increase the accuracy of its demand forecasting, the control of its inventory, and the effectiveness of every component of its revenue optimization program. Captain Izham Ismail, on 2021, as Group Chief Executive Officer, Malaysia Airlines Berhad, said, Every customer can now receive a customized offering from Malaysia Airlines that is catered to their needs and ultimately gives them more options when booking deals, which is a major differentiation in a very competitive market. This proves that by making survey, it is one of the best pricing strategy to maximize profit and get a high demands of customers. Secondly, Malaysia Airlines can maximizing their profit by having a promotion and discount for buying ticket. The mere mention of promotion always draws a large number of clients, whether young or old, and with minimal risk. In actuality, you could come out ahead financially. It can also bring in new clients because some consumers are drawn in by sales or discounts. And lastly, Malaysia Airlines can equate the marginal cost and the marginal profit, which is it can be explained by extending the hours of operation. As an example, if the extra hours worth of money outweighs the expense of doing so, or if it may be used toward advertising, you elect to stay open. If the additional money airing your TV at one more time balance the additional expense of doing so, you should increase the number of times you air it. The cost of advertising and the money they receive from advertising are equal, so it may maximize their Malaysia Airlines profit.
Next, equilibrium condition in short run and long run. In an oligopoly market, like Malaysia Airlines, firms are interdependent and their actions can significantly impact each other's profits. In the short run, firms may engage in price competition or non-price competition to increase their market share. However, in the long run, firms may engage in price collusion or adopt a price leadership strategy to maintain profit levels. Equilibrium in the short run can be reached through firms adjusting their price and output levels in response to changes in market conditions. Equilibrium in the long run is reached when firms have adjusted their price, output levels, and costs to the point where no firm can increase its profits by changing its strategies. The graph shows the equilibrium over the short and long terms for a corporation operating in Malaysia Airlines (MAS) and its sector. In short-run equilibrium, the company faces a high price (PSR) produced quantity (OSR) at PSR equal to MC and earns positive profits which is SR. Positive earnings in the short term (SR) is bigger than zero, encourage the entry of additional businesses since there are no barriers to entry in a competitive industry. As new businesses enter the market, the supply curve in the industry graph changes from supply SSR to supply SLR. Profits will be slashed to zero and zero LR will representing long-term equilibrium. According to all resources potential cost, each firm is paid precisely what it is worth. A hypothesis called the Kincaid demand curve describes how businesses in an oligopoly market could act when determining pricing. According to the hypothesis, businesses in oligopoly markets may be reluctant to alter their pricing because they worry that their rivals won't do the same, which might lead to a loss of market share. As the airline sector in Malaysia is controlled by a limited number of major enterprises, creating an oligopoly market, this theory may be applicable to Malaysia Airlines. According to the Kincaid demand curve hypothesis, if Malaysia Airlines raises its pricing, its rivals including AirAsia and Malindo Air are unlikely to do the same because their rivals could provide the same services for less money. This would cause Malaysia Airlines to lose consumers to them.
2019 is a memorable year for Malaysia Airlines Berhad as they achieved an unbelievable performance because the group sales increased by 7% annually and achieved their aim of an overall net income after tax of 80%. This momentum should be maintained in the coming year, which is 2020. Unfortunately, unexpected COVID-19 pandemic, which caused a lockdown the whole world, gave a big impact for aviation industry in early 2020. Due to this circumstance, all airlines were required to cease their operations and ground almost all their fleet from most of the March to June this year. Besides, at the peak of the COVID-19 crisis, MAG continued to support the country and its citizens by maintaining some domestic and minimal international connectivity, primarily to support necessary movements, the mounting of rescue and repatriation flights, and the maintenance of global supply chains by their cargo operations. Number 2, the negative financial impact has given awareness to the MAB to take further action in order to keep their company survive in this horrible situation. As we know, the pandemic crisis in Malaysia was unstable, and this scenario has caught the MAB's eye to take more drastic change to its LTBP to maintain the group's viability. The drastic changes. Several improvements have been made since March, such as cut costs and conserve cash, including introducing extensive salary cuts for the entire management team and pilots, introducing no pay leave, seeking payment deferrals, renegotiating contracts, and others, due to protect as many jobs as possible in Malaysia Airlines Berhad. 2020. Besides that, Malaysia Airline also introducing a strategic plan which aims for a major restructure of the Malaysian Aviation Group MAG business and financial system. This plan is heavily reliant on the individual efforts of all necessary stakeholders to assist the company come out of this crisis as a strong, financially secure airline group. The goal is to finish the restructuring process over the coming months. If such a result cannot be achieved, the group will be forced to take more extreme action. Being a key economic driver for the nation, MAG is aware that every decision made by the group is going to have a wider impact on the nation's overall aviation industry. It is determined to use every suitable means to ensure that its restructuring process is carried out properly and fairly. September 2020, MAG has engaged in several rounds of hard negotiations with all its major stakeholders in order to obtain overwhelming support to carry out its restructuring. A tiny minority of creditors have still not expressed their approval for the restructuring. As a result, its aircraft leasing company, MAB Leasing Limited MABL, will propose a scheme of arrangement as part of the restructuring. To inform specific groups of its creditors of the company's intention to submit a plan of arrangement under Part 26 of the UK Companies Act 2006, MABL sends them a practice settlement letter on December 20 of 2020. The court has given MABL permission to call a meeting of creditors to review the proposed scheme after the convening hearing was held on January 20, 2021. As scheduled. At the sanction hearing scheduled for February 2020, the court will receive a report on the outcome of the creditor meeting. By the end of Q1, it is anticipated that both the UK court proceeding and the larger group restructuring effort will be finished. 20 January 21, the date that Malaysia Aviation Group has achieved another historic point in securing its future by successfully obtaining approval from the UK court to proceed with a key component of the comprehensive restructuring of the group. With the strong backing of its shareholder and most of its creditors, the restructuring will enable MAG to assure its long-term sustainability. It is based on a revised long-term business plan. As the national flag carrier, MAG has mentioned to carry out its responsibilities to ensure domestic and international aviation connectivity, notability to the nation's remote areas, and to assist essential national supply chains. It is expected that the ongoing restructuring will have little effect on Malaysia's airlines' regular business operations or any of MAG's other subsidiaries. The group strives to ensure that the restructuring exercise is carried out in a fair and transparent manner and stays committed to its whole ecosystem, including its customers, suppliers, and other stakeholders.
Malaysia airline industry is in oligopoly market structure generate a considerable share of the Malaysia's national income, and they dominate many sectors. This air transport industry seems to give several significant advantages compared to other market structure. The first advantage is increased profit for firms due to reduced competition. As airline industries have very little competition, the firm who participate in the market could make a high profit because there are only a few airline firms that have more control over prices and can collude to keep prices high. Compared to other market structure such as perfectly competitive market, firms have no market power and must charge prices that are equal to their marginal cost. In contrast, in a monopoly market structure, the firm can also earn high profit as in this market structure, there is only one seller of a product or service and no close substitute. Besides, in a monopolistically competitive market, firm is earn positive economic profit in the short run, but in the long run, this profit will decrease as firm enter the market and competition increases. The second advantage is increased stability in the market. These firms are likely to be interdependent, meaning that their actions and decisions will affect the other firms in the market. Because of this interdependence, firms in a oligopoly market may be less likely to engage in price wars, as they are aware that this could lead to a reduction in overall profits for all firms in the market. Compared to monopoly and monopolistic competition market, structure tend to not have price stability. In contrast, Malaysia airline industry is in oligopoly market structure generate a considerable share of the Malaysia's national income, and they dominate many sectors. The third advantage is better information and goods due to brand recognition. In order to maintain their standing for having the best evaluation from among the customers, the firms can seek significant brand recognition, which can make them more attractive to customers. A strong brand can help build trust with customers, which can lead to increased customers' loyalty and stronger reputation as well repeat business. As a result, the customers will leave best evaluation and rating regarding the goods and service from firms in this oligopoly market structure. For example, Malaysia Airlines is a well-established brand with a long history of operation, which attract more customers. In contrast, the market structure consists of large number of small firms is called perfectly competitive market. These firms do not have strong brand recognition as they are relatively unknown or have a small customer base. Oligopoly in the airline industry also can have several disadvantages compared to other market structures, such as the first one, high barrier to entry. In this case of Malaysia Airlines, The company has a large market share in the country's airlines industry, making it difficult for new firms to enter the market. This is because Malaysia Airlines has established a strong brand, established a large route network, and had a fleet of aircraft. In comparison to other market structures, such as perfectly competitive competition or monopolistic competition, there are no barriers to entry for new firms because the firms have no control over the price and they can enter or exit the market without any significant cost. While in monopoly, is also a market structure with high barriers to entry. The second one, lack of consumer choice. In this case of Malaysia Airlines, as it is part of an oligopoly, it means that there are only a few major airlines operation in the country, which can lead to lack of consumer choice. This is because with few competitors, the firm in the oligopoly may not feel the need to offer a wide range of prices or service, which can limit the options available to consumer. In contrast, a perfect competition market structure does not face a lack of consumer choice. Meanwhile, a monopolistic market structure also tends to lack of consumer choice as there is only one firm. Oligopoly in the airline industry also can have several disadvantages compared to other market structures, such as the first one, high barrier to entry. And the last one, limited competition lead to reduced efficiency innovation. Limited competition in an oligopoly is due to the high barrier to entry the market, which prevent new firms to enter. This event led to reduced efficiency and innovation because there is less incentive or for firms to lower prices, improve products or services, or invest in new technology. Compared to perfectly competitive market structure, the firm does not face limited competition as this competitive market is characterized by a high number of small businesses that compete against one another with similar goods. While monopolistic competition market structure has some limited competition as there are many firms producing slightly differentiated products, but monopoly is a market structure that tends to have limited competition as there is only one seller of a product or service.